Why are we on strike? The reason we're all on strike is because everyone's angry. And it's the first time in 16 years that everyone has the ability to actually vent any of that anger. We're angry at the fact pay at Boeing's not competitive. We're angry at the fact that there's reprisals against workers who complain about safety. We're angry about the safety itself, and we're angry about the fact that Boeing has become a completely incompetent managerial schluck. That this quagmire that they've built for themselves, that affects not just us, but any person who rides on one of their planes, and the entire of the Puget Sound area, who's all dependent on the income that Boeing brings to the area to stay prosperous. It affects every single person who steps on a plane, in that they don't have the guarantee that they used to have that a Boeing plane is going to be a safe plane. And this goes beyond just the door blowouts and the crashes. It also goes to the environmental safety. Boeing has not been investing in R&D like many of us think that they should. And the effect of that is they have aging airplane models that are not competitive in the green emissions market, which is what they have to do, these jury rigs of their planes in order to make them work, which gets them just up to the fuel efficiency, but in the most inefficient way possible, which is just adding to the cost to everybody. And then they're a massive polluter on top of it. It affects everyone who has to live next to a Boeing plant. It affects everyone that has to live next to water that a Boeing plant pollutes into. And we're all angry about all of it. But if we're going to make improvements on it, the members of IAM feel that we need to improve the language of our contract. And one of the ways we're going to do that, the only way we're going to do that, is by forcing Boeing to agree to our demands about the changes to the contract, which is competitive pay so that people are willing to stay at Boeing so we retain experience. It's about ensuring that workers don't have to be afraid about reprisals from management for pulling out safety concerns or stopping manufacturing because they don't think the plane is going to be airworthy when it actually leaves the factory. And it's about our own safety, because as I'm sure some people know, when the firefighters walked off, they forced all of us to keep working, even though response time in an emergency went from 2 minutes with Boeing Fire to 10 minutes with just any other fire department. Fire departments that are not trained specifically to work on all the specific dangers that exist on the factory floor at Renton or any flight line. And if any of that is of concern to you, be it the labor issues, the environmental issues, the safety issues, the economic issues, because a failing Boeing company is a big problem for American industry because it's the only domestic airline manufacturer in the United States, then you should give us some support. And the best support is either your time or resources. We need material support so people can afford to stay on the picket line. And we need picketers and emotional support. And if you just go down to one of the union halls, be it at Renton, in Everett, Auburn, Moses Lake, and walk in and say, I'm here to volunteer, what do you need me to do? Someone will have something to do for you. And you can do the same thing, ask what they need. Everyone needs firewood, all the good canned goods, all types of donations that all are welcome. And when we win, everybody wins, because more money in our pocket means more money going into the community. Safer Boeing means safer airplanes. And safer environmental standards means clean water and air for everybody. And the only way we're going to get any of it is if we force Boeing to do it. And the only way that's going to happen is by denying the labor of the workers so they don't have anything to sell. And they're financially forced to capitulate to what are basic decency demands that shouldn't have had to be asked for in the first place.